How to draw an ear. In this art lesson we will learn how to draw an ear in pencil step by step. Materials you will need are a white or slightly toned piece of paper, A4 preferably, 2 sketching pencils such as HB for light tonal shading and 4B for darker tonal shading. You'll need an eraser, a pencil sharpener and a smudge stick for blending. Before we begin drawing, we should not forget to mention that every person's ear is slightly different and that this tutorial is designed as a basic starter guide to enable you to draw a realistic looking ear. To begin the sketch, start with a medium-sized to small circle at the bottom of the page and then a larger circle towards the top. Then join them with a link which will be the outside of the ear. I've also added a little curve to resemble the edge of the jaw, the corner there, and then I'm adding a wavy line here to resemble all the folds and the indentations within the ear. It's also essential that you practice your hatching and cross hatching to one side of the paper just so that you feel confident that you can achieve the light to medium to dark tones. Here I'm also experimenting a little with the smudging stick just to check what the tonal shading will look like once I use a smudge stick over the top. Again, as previously mentioned in the nose drawing video, if you don't have a smudging stick at home, you can simply roll up a piece of paper and use that as a smudging stick. For the rest of this tutorial, you will notice that it's really, again, similar to the nose, where it is all about tonal shading. Now, you need to understand the difference between the dark, the medium tones and the lighter tones and highlights. So here, right in the ear canal of the ear, it's going to be a lot darker where there is less light, and you need to really focus on the reference image to the top left of the ear to understand the differences between those. Again, make sure that you practice your tonal shading, your hatching, your cross hatching and your smudging to one side of the paper before you go in with your shading. And again, it's also about building up layer upon layer, not going in too hard with the pressure to begin with, because if you do that, it's hard to come back from it. For the earlobe of the ear, you will also notice that it's not completely flat, so in order for that to look realistic, I'm just adding a little bit more shadow here. And to create the hair, I have made sort of like a tapered effect line, just to give the illusion that there is hair being tucked behind the ear. If you have a smudging stick at home, you can use this to enhance the look of the hair by starting at the base of the thickest part and then just lifting it, almost flicking it to create that thin point. Okay, so you're going from thick to thin as shown here. To enhance the texture of the skin, I'm using my smudging stick to smudge the lead across the paper and almost give a little bit more depth to the shadows as well. Here now I'm adding the highlights with an eraser. If you have a thin eraser, this is better because then you can really get in those finer details and the thinner parts of the drawing, which is what you'll need here for the top of the ear. Then take a second look at your image, and then now you're confident you have the shape down. This is the time where you can go in with the really dark shadows, where the light is less exposed to the ear.